evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 2 of the Simability SK Super Cs here on JP Broadcasting live on YouTube. We are at Charlotte Motor Speedway this evening at the Legends Circuit for 100 laps of flat short track racing. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Just over a quarter mile the length of this track, and there is practically no banking whatsoever in the turns. So these guys are going to be hard on the brakes. They're really going to have to watch when they get on the gas, and it's going to and they're really going to be getting on the brakes here and trying to get around these really tight turns. So look to see some kind of close racing. Watch out for that wall on the back stretch. It comes up pretty quick. There in the pit lane, the concrete there will fool you and think you got more room than you got, and you'll get into the wall. So we'll keep an eye on that right now. Currently on top of the board he's being shown as the number 81 of Brandon Minnick. Currently at the top, he says he's number 16 on your scoreboard, so just watch out for that one. But that is Brandon Minnick in the number 81 machine. He's on top of the scoreboard at the moment with a 14.681. Don Koneman, sorry, actually is the one with the 14.681, just behind Brandon Minnick. So just 0.07 of a second back so far is Don Koneman. Chris Roberge in the number 98 machine is in third place currently at the moment with just 6 minutes left to go here in practice. So Chris Roberge there in third, and Jacob Van, who we saw last week run so well at Bristol, leading almost all of the laps up until the 97 there, actually right behind him there coincidentally. They made a little bit of contact, and 15 ended up spinning a little bit. So Jacob Van currently running fourth place, not too far out the leader's time, just over a 10th off the quick time of Brandon Minnick. So watch out for that number 15 as we see Koneman in the 97 lose it off turn 2. We'll expect to see that happen quite a bit this evening. You see them brakes glowing bright orange getting on the brakes. Oh, and the 14, Robert Wise there gets into the outside wall, just like I said was going to happen. These cars, they love to jump out with no banking, and they can slide across that track really fast, so we'll keep an eye on that. Travis Zudema in the number 90 machine, currently 5th quick, and Tom Johnson, our reigning champion in the 23 machine, is currently 6th. With a 14.985, Minnick with a 14.611, so over 3/10 of a second separating first and 6th place. A couple drivers really getting the hang of the feel around here, but with such a short track, they're going to come up on lap traffic very, very fast with Robert Wise down there, 15.777, over a second off the pace of Brandon Minnick. So with 14-second lap within 15 laps, the leaders are going to be catching lap traffic. And that's if we get some green flag runs. It's a very, very short track, so we'll see if we get anything like that tonight. Justin Sharp in that number 6 machine is pulling off inside the track. He's 7th quick. Billy Wise in the number 32 machine is 8th quick. Dalton Brown in number 33 back out again tonight is 9th quick right now. And Daniel Cook, who is actually running top 5 at Bristol, another machine, is currently rounding out the top 10 on the speed charts at the moment. 4 minutes left to go in practice. And this is round 2. Round 1 was an exciting race at Bristol with Don Koneman coming out on top. So Koneman is your current points leader after finishing 2nd in the points, only 4 points off or so, I think it was, from Tom Johnson at the end of the season last year. So he's got a good start going with him as well. If we take a look at the schedule coming up here, we are at Charlotte Legends. If you join us a week from now, we are going to be at Concord Speedway. It is, it's almost like a mini Pocono. High speeds, high banking, and some tight turns, and it is going to really be a show. So make sure you show up next week for that. And in 2 weeks, February 1st, we go to Five Flags Speedway in Florida. And that is our first All-Star Challenge race. We have a thing going right now. If a driver can win all 4 of the All-Star Challenge Series events, they're going to win a $100 cash prize. So that is a big thing. We're really pushing those races. It's all different sorts of tracks. We got Five Flags, which is a intermediate short track. Martinsville, which is kind of a larger short track. Richmond, which is probably the biggest short track, and then we go to the finish at the Bull Ring at one of the shortest tracks we race here. So it's going to test these guys from all their different skills, from as much throttle control as you can, to braking, to staying in a good line, to just all out craziness when you go to the Bull Ring. Honestly, it's a super short track, super tight turns. You really got to get on the throttle while you're still turning, and that causes a lot of spin outs. So that should be something interesting to watch for as well. But a big schedule bringing us all the way through the end of May. So it is going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you stick around with us. And you don't want to miss a thing. And it's all going to be live here on JP Broadcasting, live on YouTube. Make sure, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe. You hit that thumbs up. And you hit that notification bell, so that way you can know when we go live at any time of the week. And currently there's only a minute and a half left to practice. These guys getting their last laps out there, and Brandon Minnick there, the number 81 machine, is the fastest car out there. He just gives Johnson a little bit of that chrome horn. And I'm sure with such a short track we're at here tonight, we might see that chrome horn in action a little bit more than just that. Koneman's got second place, but he's just off Minnick. Minnick with a 6.11, Koneman with a 6.81. 0.07 of a second, that's not much, but Koneman's only got 50 seconds to put a fast time down, and he's really trying to see if we can go on board for this next lap with Koneman if he stays in it. Oh, and he loses it. Coming out of turn 4 trying to take that time down, and he's not going to be able to do it. So as practice closes in, we're going to get ready to see what qualifying is going to be like. 2 laps of qualifying for each of these drivers. It's single car qualifying, so they don't have to worry about anybody being on track with them, and we're going to see who can put the fastest time down. We've seen a couple guys put down fast time and then run 4th and 5th in the race, so you never know what qualifying is going to bring. But practice is going to be over, and we're going to get ready to go racing here in a few short minutes. Once they get up on the track here, we'll take a ride with. Let's go with Don Koneman. Take a little ride with the number 97 machine. Green flags out. Koneman is on it. He's taken quite a few poles here in the Simability Racing League through many of our different classes and series and championships. Little short out of 4. He might not get it there. He goes to the top of the board at the moment. But can he pick it up? Drivers. Tom Johnson takes P2 right now. Nice run by Johnson. Justin Sharp out there. He just took 3rd. And Brandon Minnick hopping on the track now. See what he can do as he gets the green flag on his qualifying run. He is going to go second quick with a 14.865. He needs to pick up 200ths of a second on this lap. Can he do it? Coming on a turn 4. He looks pretty quick. Can he get it done to the top? No, he's going to stay down in P2. And that's going to leave the pole with Don Koneman with a 14.843. So what a great job for Don Koneman taking that down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would rise, remove your caps, and join me in the singing of the national anthem. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Billy Wise for that awesome rendition of the Stars and Stripes. Both piano and guitar part done by that guy in the number 32 machine. So big thanks to Billy Wise for doing that. And qualifying is over. We're ready to go racing here in Charlotte. 100 laps at the Flat Short Legends track with these big SK modifieds. And we will take a look at your qualifying results here. Don Koneman taking the pole with a 14.843, and Brandon Minnick just coming by 200ths of a second slower, starting on the outside pole. Starting out row number 2 is the champ, Tom Johnson, and the number 23, Mr. Consistency, staying up in the front with Justin Sharp lining up to his outside in the number 6. Daniel Cook, after running about 10th quickest in practice, pulls off a 5th position starting spot. He's going to start inside row number 3 in that number 11 machine. Dalton Brown going to start to his outside in the 6th in that number 33. Billy Wise in the 32 Action Sports Foundation machine is going to be starting in 7th with his father in the number 8 machine. In the number 3 machine, starting to his outside in 8th. Robert Wise, the number 14, starting out in 9th with Chris Roberts in the number 98 machine. Rounding out your top 10, Travis Zudema, Andrew Smith in 11th and 12th. And in 13th, Brian Lowhead in the number 24. And Jacob Van in the 15 machine, going to be rounding out your field. Pretty surprised to see Jacob Van there down in the bottom. So we'll be seeing him make his way up towards the front as we get ready to roll off here. Don Koneman gonna have the start of this race. Just remember though, it's on green for our first start, so Koneman can't get his awesome restarts going until we get a restart. But a nice field of cars. SK Modified's ready to do battle here at Charlotte. Just waiting to see that pace car roll off, and there he goes. I believe we're going to get 2 pace laps before we go green flag racing. Brandon Minnick seemed awfully fast in practice. Koneman couldn't get him, but Koneman takes it on the qualifying lap, so we'll see if Minnick can do anything on the high side. This track is very short, and that inside lane is the fastest way around, so we'll see if that high line can do anything, or if these guys are going to be beating bumpers trying to get to that indoor lane, because that chrome horn might come in handy here racing on the Legends circuit. But the lights are off in a pace car. They're getting the 1-to-go signal. We're getting ready to go racing. Make sure you throw down in the comments who you think is going to be the one to win it tonight. 14 drivers, 100 laps. Round 2 of the Simability SK Super Series. That pace car is going to pull on off the backstretch. Koneman leads them through 3 and 4. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing Simability style. Tom Johnson's going to try to hold that inside below Brandon Minnick. Koneman gets away. Minnick holds on the outside, and he's going to hold Johnson off. Coming through, we're all single file now. Couple battles going on. Daniel Cook side by side with the number 33 of Dalton Brown. They're going to touch a little bit on the back straight, and it looks like Cook's going to give it off. A caution flag already on the speedway. See what happened. Looks like Thomas Wise had a little bit of an issue. Jacob Van gets into Thomas Wise, gets him sideways. And then Thomas Wise moves down and spins Jacob Van out. Whoa, that was kind of crazy. Let's take a look at Jacob Van's perspective. Gets a little bump, 13, tries to give him room, and the 3 kind of comes down on him. There's your first caution. Thomas Wise and Jacob Van getting together, coming out of turn number 4. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that this afternoon. So Koneman in the lead, Brandon Minnick in second, Tom Johnson third, Justin Sharp fourth, and Dalton Brown has made his way up to 5th position. He's going to start on the inside, which is definitely going to help his restart, as he started on the outside of Daniel Cook there on the start of the race. The inside is definitely always where you want to start at. Minnick got lucky he was able to get down in front of Tom Johnson in the 23. But being as early as in the race, Johnson's not going to push his luck if someone's really going to race him that hard on the outside. Looks like the lights are coming off on the pace car already. We're going to double them up. Looks like some short caution flags here, so we'll get a lot of racing in. Laps go by quick under green, but it looks like they go by pretty quick under caution, so that's nice to see. Koneman going to bring them through 3 and 4. He gets on the loud pedal as soon as he can get it straight. Green flag back in the air. Lap number 6 complete. Minnick right on. It sounds like we got some bumping going on behind. Chris Robert's in the 11 on the outside of him. Minnick and Koneman getting really close there. Zudema there trying to get to the inside of the number 11 of Cook, and he does do it. Goes almost all the way down on the grass to get it done. Move Travis Zudema up to 8. He's up 3 positions already. And Chris Roberge is on the move himself. He's up 4 positions from where he started. Currently trying to make a move on the number 32, Billy Wise. Koneman out front. Minnick on his tail. These two are running away from the third and fourth place person, Tom Johnson and Justin Shelby. Minnick really trying to make some moves on Koneman. And as you can see, they're starting to catch some lap traffic already. Chris Robert's starting to get a little bit of a mirror full with Dalton Brown. Being stuck there behind the number 32. He's losing a little bit of ground to the cars behind him. And it looks like Brandon Minnick crashed. We've got a caution flag. A bunch of drivers caught up in this. And it looked like, oh! And Smith gets into... Oh man, these guys are just all over the place. We have to take a look at what happened there that started this all. Justin Minnick, Brandon Minnick had a problem. Let's see what happened here. Koneman coming up on some lap traffic. Oh, and it looks like Thomas Wise and Andrew Smith actually spun out. Let's see what actually happened there with Thomas Wise. Oh, and we've got even more going on here. The 14 gets into this wreck in turn number 2 before this even happens. And then Thomas Wise gets right into Smith and then right in front of the leader. So, and then we're spinning out even more over here. So what a caution flag. What a wreck. Who knows where we're going to be at now. But it looks like Tom Johnson at the number 23's got himself up to the top spot after that caution. And Koneman's finding himself all the way down in 10th position. And it looks like he might be a lap down. So really tough break for Koneman in that the lap car is just kind of wrecking in front of the leaders and not really anywhere to go. So that looks like a tough break there. Koneman going to have to work his way back up through the field, see a few drivers on the pit lane. So, but that's 16 laps complete already. We're almost 1/5 through the race. So it is going to go by quick with these very short quarter-mile racetrack. And looks like Koneman's getting his wave around. He's not going to stay for a lucky dog point. He wants to get back on the lead lap and get through this field. Looks like Robert's just getting a wave around as well, so Robert's will be back on the lead lap here momentarily. I believe lights just went off on the pace car, so we're going to stack them up and re-rack them 2 by 2 and get ready for a restart here on lap number 18. 83 more laps to go here in round 2. Tom Johnson in the number 23 machine, he's got the lead. And he's got the restart. There he goes on the loud pedal. He gets 2 car lengths on Brandon Minnick. Sharp not able to get below Minnick. And now Minnick's going to look for the lead on the inside. And Minnick's going to take that lead coming out of turn 3. Johnson in second, Sharp in third, and Billy Wise looking to the inside of Sharp going into turn number 1 for 4th. Way down low, he's going to dive it into the inside. The 32's going to take that spot. Move Billy Wise up to 4th. He's up 4 positions from where he started, and Zunima's going to send it down inside Justin Sharp. And they're going to be side by side into turn 3. I don't know if Sharp's going to like that. Zunima used a little bit of that door. And there's Jacob Van, number 15. He's trying to work his way back up through the field. Van currently being shown in 5th position as he goes and gets by Sharp. And now, he's still battling side by side. That number 6 ain't going to let him have it. But there goes Van on by down now. And Minnick starting to run away from Tom Johnson. Almost a full straightaway ahead. Big battle between Jacob Van and Travis Zunima now. These two really trying to go at it real quick. Van trying to get up front, running in 5th place, which isn't too bad, but he wants to get back up front after what happened last week. He definitely could use a little bit of up front driving. And he sends it real hard into turn 3. He gets right on the Zudima's bumper in the 14. Almost wrecking with the 33. We're 3 wide going in turn number 1. Oh, that could have been real close. Robert Wise getting in the thick, getting lapped. Very close. Oh, and Van gets into Billy Wise. They touch side by side. That's going to slow down and give Zudima a little bit of room as he's going after Johnson. These guys are going to keep battling hard here. Billy Wise, oh, he overshoots his corner. Now Justin Sharp's going to get on the inside. Wise not going to be able to do it. He loses it coming out of 4. So Wise is going to hold on to that spot. Tom Johnson coming under fire now from Travis Zudima and Jacob Van. Johnson just kind of rolling along with the punches in second place, but Zudima and Van are coming pretty quick. He's going to need to get on the loud pedal. Minnick already 5.5 seconds ahead of these drivers, and he's just making his way through lap traffic and kind of all on his own. Lap traffic is just coming as he goes. These guys all in a real close battle. Zudima really trying to make a move. He's looking all over on Johnson, waiting for him to make a mistake. As Minnick comes across the line, that is 30 laps complete so far. 70 more laps to go. We're having a nice green flag run here. Is Van going to slow Zudima up, or can Zudima get by Johnson before Van gets impatient? Because now Van's got Sharp and Koneman on his tail, and Koneman's still in 6. He's trying to work his way through as you see him there down on the 8, trying to get around Sharp. And Zudima on the outside of Van. Van getting train wrecked on the outside. Almost lost 3 spots, so he's battling hard with Sharp, and that's going to open the door for Koneman. Because Koneman's not going to let him come down. So move Jacob Van from 3rd down to 6th in 1.5 laps. Getting stuck on the outside. Tom Johnson coming up to Thomas Wise now in the black car for all of these drivers to try to navigate so close, and it looks like Sharp got in the back of Zudima there. Zudima now starting to fall a little bit behind Johnson and under pressure from Sharp. Goes from offensive driving to defensive driving really, really quick. Looks like that's a caution flag on the speedway. Big wreck. Thomas Wise, Don Koneman. Looks like Brandon Minnick, our leader, involved in it. We'll take a look one more time. Once again, Thomas Wise seems to be the start of the accident. Oh, that is an old one. Looks like Daniel Cook actually crashed. Thomas Wise, here we go. Sorry about that, folks. Thomas Wise coming out of turn number 2. He keeps it straight. Must have delved a little too hard into 3. Oh! And Sharp was around backwards. So what happened with Sharp in that number 6 machine? Battling with Zudima and Koneman right behind him. Looks like, oh, he tried to... Koneman dove onto the inside, and the 6 tried to cut down a little bit. So quite a few drivers caused in that accident. And it looks like Brandon Minnick's still up front. Still have some drivers, I'm sure, that gotta fall back. We got lap cars all mixed in with our field right now. We'll see if we have any takers on pit road. 38 laps complete. 62 more laps to go. Minnick so far with the fastest time of 14.798. The only driver in the 14s is him and Koneman, and Koneman's there with a 14.811. So not too much, just about 1/100th of a second off between these two. So if Koneman can get back up the front, if he can get back on Minnick's tail, I'm sure that he will have something for him and they'll have a good battle. But with Koneman being that far back and getting caught in these issues. He's only got 4 faster pairs, and I believe he's gone through 2 of them already. Maybe just 1, but he's really going to have to watch out. He's being shown in 4th position, so maybe he didn't have as much of a problem on that car. It looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the nose from that incident, but I guess he's not going to take it into the pits. And we will see what happens. Getting stacked and re-racked. Brandon Minnick going to head him to the green. Johnson, Zudema, Koneman, and Van, your top 5. Green flags in the air. That's going to complete lap number 41. Koneman being in 4th, he's going to try to take no time to get around. Oh, and Zudema gets into the 97. That's going to spin him out. That is going to be a caution flag, and Smith almost gets in. Cook gets into it. And that was kind of some crazy stuff there. Driver's not able to use the brakes. The turns are so sharp that they don't see what's happening. We'll take one more look at that from Don Koneman's point of view and see what happened there with Koneman, because there was a whole bunch that went on there. He just spins out, a couple drivers get into it. He rightfully backs out of the problem. So we'll take one more look here from Koneman's point of view. He's going through 3s on the outside of Zudema. Somewhat gets him cleared. Runs in on the outside lane, and oh yeah, he gets hit hard. Koneman not going to be super happy about that. That's a really tough break there for him. He's currently in 7th position now, so Koneman really trying to move up the field, but this is a really tough track to get ahead, and he seems like he's a little bit in a hurry, so maybe he's driving a little too hard at the moment. Brandon Minnick up top, Tom Johnson 2nd, and Travis Zudema, the number 90 machine, has worked his way up to 3rd, up 8 positions, and Jacob Van's right there with him in 4th place, up 10 positions from the start. So these 2 drivers in 3rd and 4th really looking to make an impact on the night. They're going to be battling each other for that 1 point for the most positions gained. Currently, Jacob Van's got it. But if Van falls back a couple spots, kind of like how Koneman's been doing it, that would open the door for Zudema to take that point away. So those 2 going to be battling for that point for most this night, I'm sure. I feel like it's going to be who come down to who gets in a mistake furthest along in the game is who's not going to get that point. So as long as Zudema stays where he's at, I think Van's going to have a tough time getting around and actually gaining some positions on Zudema and knocking him down. So we are going back double file. Almost halfway, just a couple more laps to halfway. Just the pace car pulling off. Minnick gonna floor it again. Let's take a ride with Minnick on this restart. And he waits a little bit and then he gets on it. So really holds up the field a little bit, and then he tries to get that good jump. Great line from Brandon Minnick. Lots of brake all the way down to that white line. Run that white line all the way through the corner. Hesitate getting onto the gas until you get that car almost straight, and then floor it. As you see him come across the stripe right there. This is lap number 50. He comes across the stripe. This next time he's going to get the cross flags. 50 down, 50 more laps to go for Brandon Minnick. Tom Johnson and Travis Zudema back in 3rd with Jacob Van trying to get around Zudema there in 4th. Now it looks like Koneman's got himself up to 5th now. He's got moved up 2 spots. Trying to pick his lead from these drivers here. got about 7 cars a lap down at the moment right now. Billy Wise running in the middle of it. Him and Robert even a lap down, trying to get a battle going. Billy Wise catching up and then falling back ever so slightly. And Zuma really getting some pressure from Jacob Van and Don Kodeman. Van's putting on the pressure because Kodeman's putting on the pressure. Move up quick, Dalton Brown's going to be on Koneman's tail, trying to put some pressure on Koneman, and you put pressure on Koneman, he's going to reciprocate right to the driver in front of him. And it looks like Van's really going to look to the inside of Zudema. They're going to be side by side going down the straightaway. Koneman's going to try to get into as back of the 15 as he can, and they both get around Zudema there. So drop Zudema down to 5th. Van up to 3rd. As you see him going around Thomas Wise in that number 3 machine. Oh, and Van and Koneman spin once again. The green flag still waving. There's the caution flag. What happened there now? Take a look at it from Koneman's point of view. Still more stuff happening on track. Let's see what happened. Not going far enough back. There we go. We'll check this one out here. It's like Van tried to bring it down and Koneman thought he was going to stay high, and they both just kind of met in the middle. And then Van shoots out in front of traffic, taking out traffic. And then he takes out Sharp, so I have a feeling it looks like he's got a busted race car, but Jacob Van causing malicious damage to other drivers while staying on the track, so we'll see if there's a penalty for that one. That's he's hitting absolutely everybody out there, so tough break for Don and some of these guys. Daniel Cook getting into it with this guy, just sending it on the race car on the track, so I have a feeling there's going to be somewhat of a penalty there. And it looks like the 32 is on the tail end of the lead lap, or trying not to go a lap down, so he's going to get waved around the pace car. And Minnick is still going to be in the top spot with Johnson, Zudema, Brown, and Koneman still being shown in 5th position. Less than 40 laps to go now. These laps can tick by very, very fast. So we really got to watch out. I believe we're going to get one to go this time by. And we do. The lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to... Are we single file or are we double filing? Looks like we're going to be double file. A lot of these guys, I'm sure, are getting tired. It's a really grueling racetrack here. Lots of turning, lots of gas pedal and brake. We've got just over 35 laps to go. Minnick gets on the loud pedal. Johnson stays really close behind. And Zudema still running in 3rd in that number 90 machine. He is now the one with the most position gained, as Jacob Van is down 8th position. Koneman trying to make his way up. He's got Zudema. He psyched Zudema into the corner. Zudema's going to give it to Koneman up to 3rd position. He's still got a little bit of gap, about 3 seconds in between him and Brandon Minnick. He's got 35 laps to get it done. Can he get by Johnson? And a yellow flag comes out. Perfect timing for Koneman to start on the inside. Looks like Robert Wise, the number 14, had some issues again. someone, and they got him into the wall. So tough break for Robert Wise. He's currently into the pits right now. And now Don Koneman going to be starting in third position on the inside behind Minnick. Tom Johnson's going to have to fight extremely hard to try to keep that second position. Starting on the outside, he's going to have to get a really, really solid start right alongside Minnick and just jump down below him in turn number 1 and hope that Koneman doesn't get a great start along with him. Koneman very, very good on the restarts. He's got a very quick reaction time when it comes to that stuff, so you always got to watch out for Koneman being in the correct spot on the restart. Minnick fairly quick, staying with his fast time of 14.726. So he did almost bring it a full 10th down faster than Koneman, and he was only about a 100th faster earlier. So Minnick actually getting a little bit faster as the race goes on. So that's very nice to see out of that number 81 machine. It is showing him as number 16, but he is in that white and gold number 81. Beautiful car, and beautiful paint job on that machine. And the lights are off on a pace car. We're going to get ready to go racing one more time. 30 laps to go is the count right now. And it looks like Brian, no, he must have got an extra wave around because it's showing Brian Lowhead in the lead as Brandon Minnick is taking the green flag. So Lowhead's going to have to fall back a spot as he's being shown in the lead, but Minnick doing a great job. Pulled way ahead of Koneman, but Koneman did get by Johnson on that restart. So he is in second place, running it down. You see the number 14, Robert Wise, smartly moving out of the way of traffic. And that number 14 still getting used to this SK modified and this iRacing sim. See the brothers there together, the 32 and the 14, the Wise guys. As Jacob Van says, "Get out of my way, I'm trying to move up to the front." Brandon Minnick still out front. Koneman trying to chase him down. And Dalton Brown looks like he's getting by Lowhead. Lowhead falling through the field very, very fast. Van gets by, Wise gets by, so yeah, he's definitely giving some spots back after getting one too many wave rounds. And Tom Johnson's got a mirror full of Travis Zudema. Zudema really wants that podium position. He wants to knock Johnson out. Can he get it done? And it looks like Don Koneman catching the gap to Brennan Minnick. Minnick behind Thomas Wise. He's going to take to the inside of turn 1 and 2. But Koneman getting right there. Robert's now on Zudema's tail as Zudema tries to get by Johnson. Robert's might take Zudema on the outside. He's looking. He can't do it. We are in the start of lap number 80 as our leader comes across the stripe. It's going to be 20 more laps to go here in round 2. Brandon Minnick leads. Don Koneman trying to chase him down in second. Starting to work through some lap traffic. It could be crucial. Looks like Smith might have spun off on that one. Can Koneman catch the 81? The 81 does not have the fastest lap anymore. Koneman now with a 14.650, 1/10 of a second faster than Minnick. He's got 18 laps to get it done. I don't know if he's got enough time. Dalton Brown in the mid-pack really starting to get together. Thomas Wise on the outside. Roberts just got by Zudema and moved himself up into third place. Oh, and there's a spin. Dalton Brown goes around in 3 and 4. Caution flag's not out. He's sitting in the middle. And there it is. Caution flag now on the track from Dalton Brown. You caught it right there. We'll catch it one more time. He just loses it on his own. And ends up getting caught in the middle of the racetrack. Caution flag comes out. And now Brandon Minnick's got something to be worried about. He's got 15 laps to go. We've got a couple caution laps, which is going to knock it down to about 11, maybe 12 laps to go. And Koneman is right on his tail. He's going to be able to start right on his outside. The high side may not be where it be, but if Koneman can get a great start on the outside, he could hold it and possibly make a move down in 3 and 4, being close enough to him. And with 15 laps to go, I know Koneman doesn't want to bump this guy like he did Van last week, because he'd feel even more horrible. But he definitely does want to win and extend that championship lead. So we'll see what happens with that. We're getting ready to line them up. It looks like we're trying to get a couple guys waved around. Billy Wise gets waved. Andrew Smith gets waved. Brian Lovehead gets waved. Quite a few cars. Dalton Brown getting the wave around. And the caution light's still on, so we're a little bit of an extended caution so far. Brandon Minnick, your leader. Don Koneman second. Tom Johnson third. Chris Roberts up to fourth. And Travis Zudema holding on to fifth position. Jacob Van in number 15 in the sixth. Currently up 8 positions from where he started, so he is currently the one in line for the point for most positions gained. But Roberts and Zudema only have to gain 2 points, and they will take that spot from Jacob Van. Lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go green. 11 laps to go once we come across the stripe. Now is the crucial time. Can Minnick hold Koneman off? Koneman a tenth of a second faster than Minnick at the moment. The green flag gets ready to come in the air. Minnick holds on. Koneman right there. And Johnson's not going to be able to get behind Koneman, so Koneman going to be on his tail as they come down the backstretch. When they come across the stripe, they're going to have 10 more laps to go. Oh, and we've got a spin. Travis Zudema backwards in turn 3 and 4. Caution flag not out yet. There it is. Now for Travis Zudema in the number 90 machine. Take a look at what happened there with Travis Zudema. And it looks like Jacob Van in the number 15 strikes again. And he's going to take out Travis Zudema and cause that caution. So we are getting to the point where we might be finishing this thing under yellow if we can't get these green flag laps moving. Brandon Minnick absolutely loving that we're doing this under caution and not green flag, because he's got the 97 and the 23 right behind him. He's got Chris Roberts just waiting to jump on any opportunity. But if he's only got to hold him off for a couple laps, with these cars here, it really does take a lap or so to really get yourself set up. So you have to see what Koneman's got going through his head. And Koneman take down Brandon Minnick, or are we going to have another new winner in the Simability Racing League? It doesn't look, I mean, we only have one driver that's out of the race, and that's Daniel Cook in the number 11 machine, only completing 62 laps so far, so real bummer that Cook wasn't able to continue the race in that number 11. He will finish 14th, and I believe That's the 2 to go signal. So we should be getting about 3 laps of green flag racing here at the end. It's going to be a shootout. Can Koneman get Minnick, or will they wreck and leave the door open for Johnson and Roberge? We will have 1 green-white checkered if we can't get it done on this restart, but I believe we will see the lights come off on the pace car, and we're going to get ready to go green flag racing. Double them up 2 by 2. Minnick, Koneman, Johnson, Roberge, Sharp, and Van. We'll take a look at Koneman, see if he can get Brandon Minnick. Minnick gonna be on the inside. Coming out of 4. There's the gas pedal. Koneman somewhat stays with him. Koneman trying to stay. We got a little bit of side by side with Chris Roberge and Tom Johnson right behind the leaders. Roberge trying to make it work on the outside. And I think he might get it done. He's trying to hold on going down the backstretch. And he does make it happen on the outside. Chris Roberge moving up to 3rd. Koneman not able to get to Minnick as they're getting ready to go through 3 and 4. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go. And the caution is out. Oh, man. There it is. It looks like another Jacob Van issue. Coming into turn number 1. Sharp gets into Van and spins Jacob Van out. Just as your leaders are about to come to the white flag. So I believe that's going to leave us with a green-white checkered here. Brandon Minnick, Don Koneman, Chris Roberge, Tom Johnson, and Justin Sharp. That spin is going to put Jacob Van back to 10th position. And now Chris Roberge in line for the most position gain spot. But if Brian Lowhead can gain a position or 2, he might be able to take that spot from Roberge if Roberge falls down. So keep an eye on Brian Lowhead. He's up to 7th position. 6 spots up from where he started there in 13th. So that number 24 is actually on the move a little bit, staying out of trouble and getting ahead of the guys that are causing it. So Brian Lowhead having a great run so far here in Charlotte. And we are getting ready to decide this one. Next flag is going to call it, whether it's the caution flag or whether it's the checkered flag. We're going to crown ourselves a winner in just a moment. Brandon Minnick leading most of this race, trying to take it to the bank. Koneman trying to get back-to-back wins. We're going to get 2 laps to go here. And then we're going to go back racing. Roberge currently on the 3rd podium spot in the number 98 machine. He would love to see these 2 have an issue and take them both out. Looks like Koneman there in the 97 is having a little bit of connection issue. Hopefully you can stabilize that out as we get ready to go. Tom Johnson currently 4th position in the number 23, and Justin Sharp is in the top 5. So the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go back green racing one more time. Minnick, Koneman, Roberge, Johnson, and Sharp for a 2-lap shootout. Green-white checker getting ready to come underway. Minnick on the inside has the restart. He's on the loud pedal. Koneman gives him just a little bit. Will Koneman use the horn? He gets so close. White flag in the air, yellow flag in the air. I think that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Yellow flag in the air. Billy Wise. Brian Lowhead gets into the 32. That's going to spin him out in 1 and 2. And that's going to cause that caution. that's going to be Brandon Minnick. They stop for the pace car. But I believe as we come across the stripe here, it is going to be the checkered flag. Still not seem. Are we going to get another green, white checker? No, there it is. Checkered flag. Gonna be coming out. Brandon Minnick taking it over. Don Koneman, Chris Roberts, Tom Johnson, and Justin Sharp rounding out your top 5. And there's your winner, the number 1 spot of the race, the 81. He dominated the race. Brandon Minnick taking home the checkered flag. Great job for that number 81 machine. And what a great job for all of these drivers here. And here are your race results for round 2 of the Simability Racing League here tonight at Charlotte. Brandon Minnick's going to take home the win with Don Koneman following closely behind over the rest of that race. Chris Roberts takes that podium spot in 3rd position. Tom Johnson, Mr. Consistency, takes home 4th position with Justin Sharp in that number 6. After that late race problem with Jacob Van taking home that number 5 spot. Dalton Brown comes home 6th with Travis Zutema rallying for a decent finish there in 7th position. Jacob Van, a tough night tonight. Lots of contact. He's going to finish in 8th. Andrew Smith in the number 87 is coming home 9th. And Billy Wise in the number 32 takes home the 10th position. Brian Lowhead, Thomas Wise, Robert Wise, and Daniel Cook round out your 14-car field. Now, what a race it was tonight. We will have our top 3 drivers here in the booth in just a moment. But first, please stick around for a word from our sponsors. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, And we are here with our third place finisher coming up from the back of the field at the beginning of the race. Chris Roberts in the number 98 machine. Chris, what a race it was out there today. There was a lot of beating and banging. There was some caution flags. There was some green flag runs. Take us through your race and what it was like to be out there tonight.
It's just a lot of bumping and running, but that just happens. It's just very, very tiny, short course, road course, and yeah, you're gonna get banged and beaten up a bit. I was 2 laps down for a little bit, and then when I got wave around, and then my last one was the lucky dog, and then I just worked my way up slowly, and then caught up to Tom. Tom and I had a little battle. I was just waiting for him to do a little slip up, so he did, and I just took his third place away from him.
Yeah, we seen that you forced him kind of high there a little bit, and then I honestly thought with the Wayne the 97 and the 81 we're running tonight, I thought those two were gonna get into it together and leave the door open for you, but they ran each other very clean and they were both very quick tonight. So third place finish, amazing effort, Chris. Anybody out there in the stands or in the fans that you'd like to thank?
Yes, I'd like to thank to the broadcast. Thank you there. I'd like to thank Billy Wise to get all this organized for everybody, and Glenn too. Thanks to my teammate Don, and thanks for my wife for support me from up and down, and that's for myself.
Well, congratulations, Chris. You got a P3 tonight. And we will see you next weekend when we travel over to Concord Speedway. Are you any good there at Concord? Kind of a unique little track there.
I just don't know. I haven't run really short tracks like these. Really don't run these cars. I mostly run the NASCARs or the trucks or the ARCA vehicles. That's pretty much it. And I'm just actually getting ready for our this Saturday will be our 24-hour race at Daytona. I'll be racing on.
Gotcha. Well, there you hear it. Tris Robert's taking home your third place finish. And now we will go to the number 97. He had a great showing in practice. He had a pretty decent showing in qualifying. And after winning last week's race, we come back over here to Don Koneman. And Koneman, you finished second place today. Um, that number 81 was super quick. What did you think about the race this afternoon?
I think it might ended a little different if I didn't get wrecked there on the first lap and had to come through the whole field again.
Yeah, we seen you trying to work your way up, and it seemed like every time you almost got to the top five, some incident, something would happen, and it puts you a little further back. So you were definitely struggling to work through the field all the night. You finally got to the 81 there, and obviously we had some cautions there that didn't let you get any momentum, but it seemed like you guys were pretty quick in time. You did post the fastest lap, but what's it like at a short track like this where you don't want to use the bumper, but you can't get by unless you do?
Well, sometimes you're not meaning to use a bumper and it gets used to if you're braking differently than they are, or if the way everyone was slowing down in the corner, it was hard with everyone being on a different braking approach to not use the bumper, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we seen quite a few chrome horns getting used tonight. Some looked like they were kind of intentional. Some of them looked like it was honestly just like you said, a little bit off braking. Going into Concord tomorrow, or next week, I know you are somewhat of a fan of that racetrack. Do you see getting a little bit of an edge going to kind of a different configuration and kind of a faster racetrack?
I don't know about an edge. We'll be practicing with the guys all week, so well, I'm sure everyone will be on par.
All right. Well, anybody you want to thank this evening after a second place run in that swaggering machine?
Just the normal Simability, Glenn Sidman, you for hosting it, and Swagger in. That's about it.
All right. Well, congratulations on a P2, and we will see you next week for round 3 at Concord.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Your second place finisher there, Don Koneman, taking one awesome ride tonight, having a bunch of ups and downs, and he pulls out a pretty decent P2 finish. But now we're going to go over to the man of the hour, driving the number 81 machine, that super slick white and gold car. Brandon Minnick, congratulations. Take us through them last few laps of that win, because you had to have been gritting with Koneman on your tail.
Yeah, I was just trying not to mess up. I was getting good jumps on the restarts, and I knew me and him were about neck and neck speed-wise. I was just trying to stay enough to where I wouldn't, if I slipped up, he wouldn't be able to get under me, but it worked out. I hate to see earlier in the race, he after the caution came out, he got caught up in a wreck, and I actually ran into the back of him. I was hoping my car wasn't too bad, but the setup I had was on rails, and I knew I was just had to cruise till he got back up there. When he got back up there, I knew I had to start pushing. So
Yeah, we saw that first half of the race. You were keeping the fastest lap time, but shortly after halfway through, we saw Koneman jump over a tenth of a second faster than your fastest lap time, and he was really coming. What did it take to really hold him off there in them last 20 laps? Because he was really giving it all he had, and you had some awesome defensive driving against him.
yeah, there at the end, well, mostly the whole race, I didn't think I had enough fuel put into it. So I was saving as much as I could. If we didn't have all those cautions, I wouldn't have made it on fuel, but I was just trying to save for when he got back up through the field, and like I said, the restarts were key. As long as I could clear him going into one and get to the wall, so I could, diamond the corner how I had been, that was my only chance. But yeah, just not overdriving it and leaving him a lane on the bottom, make him have to move me if he wanted it.
Well, it was great driving, and it was beautiful to watch. You led almost all of the laps here tonight, so it was a great performance for that number 81 machine. What are your thoughts and your feelings as we move to round 3 at Concord next week?
I'm definitely gonna have to get some practice because Concord is my worst track. I have to check my work schedule and see if I'm able to make it. It's been kind of crazy lately. I missed the first race, but I'm gonna be here as much as I can.
Yeah, and that's the key. You can win a bunch of races and not take that championship just because you miss those races that you don't show up for. I realized that missed last season, and it was still fun to race with these guys, but you miss more than a couple races, and it's definitely very hard to stay in the championship groove and be able to chase these guys down because they are very consistent. They do show up every week, but it is nice to see some new faces out running up front. You got anybody you want to thank for this win tonight?
Thank all the guys at Lone Star Racing, the team I'm on. We try to help each other out any way we can, and I'm probably gonna go run some races with them after this and do some celebrating.
Well, celebrate it up. Brandon Minnick, your winner of round 2 here at Charlotte for the Simability SK Super Series. Brandon, congratulations, and good luck next week as we go to Concord. And that is your field, ladies and gentlemen. Your top 3 gets it done. We are going to look at the results of this race one more time before we go, so that way you are fully in the loop on what's happening here. And we will pull up our results. Brandon Minnick taking that win over Don Koneman. Koneman tried so hard, fought so much to the field, just couldn't get it done tonight. He's going to come home P2. Chris Roberts rallied from the back, got the most positions gained, moved up 7 positions on the night for a third place position. Tom Johnson coming home fourth. Justin Sharp fifth. Dalton Brown sixth. Travis Zudema fighting hard the whole race, finishing seventh. Jacob Van eighth. Andrew Smith in ninth. And Billy Wise in 10th position, rounding out the top 10 drivers. Make sure you put the schedule down, mark it down next week on the 25th, 7:45 Eastern. We go live from Concord Motor Speedway, one of the craziest tracks that we go to this season. 100 laps, 3 corners, lots of banking, and lots of speed. So make sure you come check it out. Once again, hit that subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure you get all the notifications and give us a thumbs up if you really like the video. And make sure you stay tuned for all these next races. 18 more races to go. A big battle heating up. And we've got an All-Star Challenge in a couple weeks on the 1st of February. So lots of stuff coming up soon. And we hope that you guys enjoyed it tonight. Thanks for coming out. And we will see you guys next time.